Hello everyone. So this is day 5 for Alteryx, and we are going to look into the input and output files component of the Alteryx. Okay, so in the last session we have seen like how to work with the data types and basic tool overviews, and we have also seen how we can install and what is the use of basically the Alteryx designer, right? So in this session, we are going to look only, we will be focusing the input and the output components of the Alteryx. So if you come here, so in the, this is our UI of Alteryx Designer, and here we can see under the favorites or input and output as well. So here you can see like we have a input data, we have output data, we have a text input. So these are the input components, like what is the description. You can click here and it will show you like what it does, like bring data into your workflow by selecting a file or connecting to a database, optionally using a query. Open example, so we can open one example as well, and we can see like what is the use of that input data tool. So basically it allows us to connect any of the data sources and bring the data from that data sources, and on top of it like do some transformation or just output that data. So I have created one very basic workflow. So if you see here, this is a connection and the file is, I'm bringing all the CSV files. So if you see, if we have to create, like for example, in this folder, all the CSV files are there. I'll show you. So in the files here, so whatever the files are there in the folder, it is bringing from that, from the input file folder master class. So if we come here, let's go to the master class. So input files, so whatever the Excel files are there, CSV files, it is bringing the data from that file using that component. So how to use it also, like let's see an example. So this is created, we can run and we can check this. So it will, if you see, it is showing like finished, the sheet 1 file already exists in this. So all cells. So some output is there, we can change the output. So let's do one thing. Let me create a new one. Oh, just click here, go to input data. Either you create a connection or like just go to the file, select file, or we just go to the file, input files, and here you can just give like .csv, okay, and open. So it will open, it will connect all the CSV files. So currently we see there is no data. Like if I refresh here, it is not reflecting. If I run the, so it is giving us an error, like make sure the file path is correct. So let's see what is an error. So this is the same, and the connection is also same. So input files, let's connect one file. So .csv we can select, and let's say the sales data one. Let's connect one file, single file here. So this is the input data. So what we are seeing here, input and output files. So input is this, we are bringing the data. If I, you can click anywhere, now you see there is a data it is showing, and here also it is showing, right? So if I just remove this sales and or let's remove sales underscore data.csv. So let's refresh it. So if you see there is an error, right? So if we are removing the file name, So data1.csv, let's refresh it again. So it is not able to find the exact file name. So we need to set up the connection. We can remove it. It is already connected. Now refresh it. So we'll be looking into that option, like how to connect with multiple files as well. So sales data is here. Now this is our input data component, okay, to bring the data. Now if I have to see the output of this data, I can just establish a connection and I can click on run. So here we can see like how many records has been displayed. Now, if I want the same data to be output data, so which I have mentioned, output files, right? So I want to store this data somewhere else from the input data to output data. So I can just click over here and connect this. And here we need to create a connection, like select a file. So either you select a file or we create a new file over here. So new Microsoft Excel worksheet, and let's give a demo sales, right? So just select this one here. Yes, click OK. Now if you see, the connection has been established and there is no error, right? And here also in the UI, we can see like what all the process it is happening. So you see it is running on low priority, how much memory it is consuming, and what is the requested memory would be available, and then what are the components. So input data, browse. Now one more component will be getting added. So if I am running this, so it is showing the sheet 1 already exists in this file. Select a new file or file for the output, or select an overwrite option. So let's open this one and let's rename this to output data. Okay, save this file. And if you come to Alteryx, so we can execute again, and we see now the data has been written to this file. So 5,000 record has been written to this file. So you can click here directly also. So it will show you where the data has been written. So it is creating a new sheet where sheet 1, it is not writing the data in the output data. So if you see here, it is creating a new sheet and again is storing the data. So this is the input data component, and browse tool to view the output, or you can see like what is the use of the browse component. So you can click on right click help, and we can see like what exactly this tool does, what is the role of this tool. So use browse to view the data from the connected tool. So you can see data profile information. So basically it helps us to understand like what is the record, and if there is any duplicates, or what is the type of data we are loading, and also like what all the other things we are using to this data, right? So we can see those options. If we come here, so we can see like what is the incoming data properties, and if you want we can change the name as well, like browse to. So this should be output, be view the data, or just mention as view data, right? So it will reflect in the canvas as well, like browse to. So if you click here now, view data. So what exactly, uh, when we are working in a project, we have to make sure like if we are using any component, so what exactly this component is about. So that is also one best practice which we can use. So here we can use like sales data, so annotation, input data, sales data connect. So we can just give a notation. So sales data connect and view data. And here you can write it like output data. So for example, write data to Excel. So what exactly? So now this workflow is giving you one overview, like what exactly uh, this workflow is connecting, right? Or workflow is telling us. So that is also one important thing. Here you can see all these options are there. So this is about the input data and output data connection and how to connect with multiple Excel file also. I will be seeing into in our next session or in upcoming session as well. So here you see like there are a lot of CSV files. Connection is there .csv, but when we are refreshing, we are getting some of the error like this should be has a different of fields or something related to that. We'll be looking into the next session. Thank you very much. And please like, subscribe, and comment. And let me know if there is any specific query. Thank you.